These are a few motifs of butterflies I've made in the past, and I want to turn them into a sun catcher. Normally I make these by using one of the rings of an old lampshade. Inside a lampshade you'll find two metal rings that hold the lampshade in shape, and I tend to use those. But this time I'm going to make it slightly differently. I'm going to be using these fairy wings. I got them out of a thrift store and I paid €3 for them. You can find these in cheap toy shops and so on. They're little wings that children could put on to become little fairies. And what I'm going to do, I noticed that there's a nice frame inside the wing and the cloth is loose, so I'm going to remove the cloth and as you can see, there I have a nice frame. So I'm going to dismantle this butterfly and then I'll have the shape of my sun catcher. So these are the frames of the wings, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch the outline on a piece of cloth so I've got the shape of the wings, and we can then start preparing the lace. This particular butterfly sun catcher is going to be for Julie Hasselberger. You'll find a link below to her channel. Julie vlogs about her family and her lovely children, and even though life sometimes can be tough, she's always got a smile on her face and she's always very, very entertaining. So now I'm going to start preparing the cloth to make the lace around the motif. I use a very thick material which is used for blacking out curtains and windows. It's kind of slightly, it's been coated with something, and it isn't very stretchy. So this is a layer of poplin. I've chosen blue because that is one of the colours that shows off the lace best while you're working. You can use any thick material. If you have a material that doesn't stretch and you feel comfortable working with it, that's fine. Some people pin things straight onto a lace cushion, but that does make it harder to move around. I like to take my work with me, and this way I can just roll it up. So here's the frame for the butterfly. And what I've done is I've made cardboard cutouts of the wings. So all I did was trace the shape of the frame onto the cardboard and then cut it out. I pin it down. So once I've done that, I made a chain out of number 10 thread, and it's unbleached because my motifs are unbleached too. So I just simply crochet the chain, and what I'm going to do now is sew down the chain around the edge of the cutout. And I'm going to be using this as the border of my lace. When it's done, I will be crocheting around the chain and around the frame to make the edge. But this is going to be to make the edge of the lace. So I sew on the chain with a simple running stitch. You need to make sure it's well secured so you can crochet from this edge outwards. And I also always do it in a contrasting colour because we're going to have to cut these threads at the end to release the lace from the cloth. So I've tacked down the chain, and I'm keeping these because I might use them to make another project. It's such a lovely shape. And now I'm going to arrange the motifs. I've got a few butterflies. So I'm going to find a way to put them. This is very fine, so it's quite see-through, so it'll look lovely with the light coming through it. At these points I'm going to sew the wings to the edge. So my next step now is I'm going to reverse the butterflies, and I'm going to tack them down just like I tacked this chain down, and then I'll have everything ready to do the background. Once I've done that, I have to make a middle piece, and I've got two options. I could either make it shabby chic, or I could make it in a modern Irish crochet style. I've also got my big bag of beads, and I'll be selecting some beads to go in with the background. These are going to reflect the light really good. They are Swarovski crystals. So this is what it would look like with a few more added flowers with the modern Irish crochet. Or else I'll make one with shabby chic, and here are some photographs to follow of what my previous work in shabby chic looks like. I would like you to go to Julie's channel and tell her which one you prefer in the comment section of one of her videos. I really enjoy watching Julie's videos. She has some really lovely children, and when her son Daniel smiles, he lights up a room. So go and check Julie's channel out, and I hope you subscribe to her. She's a lovely, lovely person. So I've tacked all the motifs down, and we're now ready to do the background, which I'll do in the next video.